All right, next thing up, piggybacking on the Supermans, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put ourselves into this horizontal position, get on the floor on our back. Okay, and I want that small of the back, the lumbar spine pushed into the floor. Okay, even when your head is back here and the rest of your spine is here, I want you to focus on pushing this part of the back down into the floor so that you don't have that concave curvature of the spine like the spine wants to do. So if your core is engaged, this is going to be down. And basically, what we're doing is we're taking the pelvis that right now is tilted about up at an angle like this, and we're eliminating that by pushing that small of my back down into the ground so my pelvis is now in a flat line with the ground as well, okay? I'm going to tuck my heels up pretty close into my butt, and I'm going to keep my knees aligned with my hips. Poor abduction or weak adductors are going to say that my hips spread out in this position. To give you a better idea of what I'm talking about here, I'll put myself here in this position, and my small of my back is into the ground, and now see my knees are in alignment with my hips here, and as I bring myself up into the scale and I push my heels to the ground and bring those hips up, okay, my hips are not opening up. If your adductors are not engaged or firing, which are actually part of the hip chain, yes, through here, what we're going to see is the propensity that people have is to let their legs splay open like this. We are not going to do that, okay? If we have to, we will get a ball, all right? Let's grab a ball. This happens to be a very heavy weighted ball. It doesn't need to be. You can use a soft ball, okay? Go ahead and pop that bad boy right in between the knees, like so, and that will ensure that the knees don't flay out through this skill. So, with my ball in place, my feet tucked in close to my glutes, all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands up off the ground in the air like so. Now I'm going to slowly roll my spine up off the ground, and I'm going to push my heels to the ground, and I'm going to bring my hips all the way up until I have that nice flat line again for my chest through my knees, okay? And then I'm going to roll my spine down, okay? This is a glute/butt exercise, okay? That is super good at strengthening the tail feathers and making sure that the glutes are properly engaged to help save the hamstrings and keep you super strong. Pitchers for creating a lot of strength and foundational strength to get that good push off the ball. For fielders and batters, right? We want that first step out of the box to be very explosive and very strong. That's going to be contingent largely on how strong the tail feathers are, okay? So it's not a race, so don't race through these. Be mindful about the skill. And remember, the idea here is to push those heels, bring that butt up, or their hips up off the ground by pushing those heels right through the floor. Okay, bring yourself all the way up. Don't cheat yourself and quit early. So I want those hips up high, 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 high. Please don't stop in this position. Rather, we want those hips up high, high, high. You can check yourself. Now I know stuff is working. Okay, it is all fired up. All right, I can feel the tension. And I'm going to unroll. And I'm going to come back up. And I'm going to hold. And I'm going to let myself down. And I'm going to come back up. And I'm going to hold, okay? These, again, will light up the tail feathers. You might feel this tomorrow, but that's probably a good thing. Okay, from this position, progression number 2 in this skill, I'm going to take the ball out, okay? And next week or the week after, we're going to go ahead and we're going to graduate to one leg, just like we did on the ball. Okay, so, again, same thing. I've got the small of my back pushed into the ground. I am going to roll myself up. Bring my hips all the way up, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to place them here for a little stability in phase 2 or progression number 2, and I'm going to bring this out, and from here I'm going to roll myself down. I'm going to bring this foot just a little closer into the butt. I want this leg in alignment with your planted foot, and go ahead and push that heel through the ground and relax. And through the ground and relax. If you feel your hamstring starting to cramp, guess what? That glute is not engaged properly. Try adjusting the position of your foot. Go ahead and tuck it in a little bit closer or bring it out a little bit further. Most of the time, you need to bring it in just a little bit closer to the butt, okay? And up we go. And then we're going to go ahead and drop the leg. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Notice that the extended leg is not down here. It's not up here. If it's down here, it's going to want to create curvature in the spine that we don't want. If it's up too high, it just kind of defeats the purpose of the exercise. So we want to add a little increased leverage by keeping this leg long and out in front of us and not over top of us, but not so long out in front of us that it causes curvature of the spine. Okay, so from here, up. All right, and in phase 3 of this, exactly the same thing, only now these hands are up, also up off the ground. So the only thing that's working is my core and my right butt cheek on this side. Okay, and there you have it. You might thank me on that one tomorrow.